Hi, my name is Chiman Nadekwe, and I am a biomedical consultant. And today I'm going to be demonstrating airflow calibration using the Hamilton C1 ventilator. Now, before I go into that, I'm going to talk about a few errors that would make this Hamilton C1 ventilator inoperative. Now, the Hamilton C1 ventilator, it's a portable ventilator that can be used as a backup ventilator in an ICU. It can be used in a dialysis room. It can be used in the emergency room, and so on and so forth. It can also be used in the ambulance. And the beautiful thing about the Hamilton C1 ventilator, it has an internal air turbine that absorbs air from the atmosphere and all that. So you don't need an oxygen compressor, sorry, an air compressor. All you just need is oxygen straight up to ventilate the patient. Now, there are certain errors that you need to look out for when trying to, power or use the Hamilton C1, portable ventilator, and it's narrowed down to the graphic user interface. And there are certain error code that will display on your screen that you should look out for. Now, you will see a technical error of error code of 283,006. Now, what that means technically is the time, like the time and date, is incorrect in the machine, so you need to correct that. Secondly, it could actually be due to DC issues, like the DC batteries are bad, so you need to do a change. So that could actually lead to such error code displaying on your graphic user interface. So I'm going to go ahead and power up the Hamilton C1 ventilator while I demonstrate the airflow calibration using the Hamilton C1 ventilator. Now, it has a power button here. After you socket it to your power source, go ahead and power it here. Then the display comes up. You allow you to do a self test run for about 1 minute to thereabout, and we're just going to wait while it does that. So this is the Hamilton C1 ventilator, and if you can see, the self-test is in process. So we're just going to wait while the self-test is being completed. Now, there's other portable ventilators that are actually doable, like the Newport ventilator, the iVent ventilator, the Putin Bennett portable ventilator, and so forth. So there are a lot of beautiful portable ventilators that you can use for backups, for emergencies, and the rest of them. So I'll go ahead and do the calibration. Now, this is a patient circuit. If you see with me, I have a patient circuit here with me. So I'm going to demonstrate, like I said, I'm going to demonstrate this airflow calibration. Now let's start up with putting on the ventilator on standby mode. For you to achieve a 100% correct airflow calibration on the Hamilton C1 ventilator, you need to put the ventilator on the standby mode. So we'll go ahead and put it on the standby mode. So standby. I don't want the ventilator to ventilate yet, so standby. So I'll select the icon standby activated. Now, using the Hamilton C1 ventilator, oxygen supply is very, very important, because the moment the oxygen sensors do not identify or receive oxygen, it will trigger the alarm and it will start giving you an error sign or an error message on the graphic user interface. So it is important that before you start up any Hamilton C1, make sure that your oxygen source is connected properly and the machine can actually receive oxygen at every point in time. So I'll go ahead and put the machine on the standby mode, and secondly, you go down to the icon where you see system. So I click the system icon, then it will show us test, calibrate. To bring four icons actually: info, test and calibrate, sensor on and off, and day and night. So I'll go ahead to select the test and calibrate. When I hit the calibrate, you see the oxygen sensor, the flow sensor. We'll click the flow sensor. Now, when you say disconnect patient source, we'll disconnect the patient source. To tell you flip flow sensor, you go ahead and you flip it the other way around. They say it's going to maneuver the process. Then you wait for some minutes to tell you flip again. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. Okay, so to turn flow sensor again, you go ahead, you detach it, you turn it to the other part. Maneuver in process, you hold on for some seconds while it maneuvers. Then you go ahead and connect the patient source immediately after the information pops up on your screen. So it is important to always pay attention to what the device is actually telling you at every point in time while calibrating for easy calibration. Oh, it didn't pass. So let's do that again. There was an error somewhere. To disconnect, it's going to turn. Maneuver in process. Go ahead and turn. Maneuver in process. You show me connect patient source. Sorry, test is fully completed, and if you see the display, it shows you flow calibration completed. Thank you so much. For the sake of information and value, I have decided to demonstrate this process, and because I've decided to create value at one point in time in my life, and as I go forward, I want to create value for people, and so this is why I've taken it upon myself to actually demonstrate most of these procedures to enable users have that that friendly experience using some of all these ventilators. So you can go ahead and ask me questions, reach out, send us a message, send us a DM. We'll be glad to assist you.